Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader at thetechtrader.com. It's May the 2nd, Tuesday. These are the charts of the day. Well, the market's a little shaky in here, but not breaking yet. Although individually, lots of stocks are going in different directions. We have to be real picky and do some stock picking now. Some of the stocks that look good on the long side tonight are as follows. Cake. Been following the stock for a while. The Cheesecake Factory, obviously, you can see that long-term trend has been beautiful, and it's basically been an uptrend since the low 20s, now in the mid 60s. Doesn't mean it's over. It looks to me like it's actually breaking out. At this point, today was a very decisive day. 1.4 million, jumping 3.3% to 11. But this is a multi-year high, if not an all-time high. As a matter of fact, it is an all-time high, and I would think we can see some extension towards 71, my short-term target. On an intermediate or longer-term basis, the top of the long-term channel could very well be had near 80. We'll see if that occurs. But for now, with 13 and a half days to cover, yep, I said 13.5 days to cover, there could be a squeeze here. Good day for Chegg today. It was a good day trade. You can see the pattern. The stock has come basically from a $3 stock all the way up to the nearly quadrupled near 12. Today's high of 12.10. An explosive move, taking it out across everything to new all-time highs. With 44, you heard me, 44 days to cover short. This may very well get a spike into the mid-teens. That's my target on this one. COH, big move today. Check out this chart. I didn't see this until today, but how about this nice, on a weekly chart, long-term, inverse head and shoulder pattern. Left shoulder, head, and right shoulder. The neckline's right there, it closed right on it. There's also a declining top line coming in off of these highs, right there. My target's going to be 50, 51 zone, short term. Its intermediate target could be as high as 58.60. There's 3.67 to 66 days to cover. I like the pattern. It may very well be a swing trade going forward. And we shall see. CYH. Well, a good day for this one. We gave, when it first had the explosive move in February and pulled back, we gave you a buy on it, but it then dipped down, bounced sharply, retested, and retested again, forming a 2-month consolidation coil or type pattern. And for me, I'm thinking this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 1, and this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave 2, and wave 3 start, which should take us, or could take us, I think, towards 13 3/4. So that's going to be my swing target. My secondary target is going to be all the way up here at about 17 and a half. So let's look for potentially 11 and a half, 14, and 17 down the road. 5.5 days to cover short. Well, I'm just showing you one of the airlines today. Delta Airlines, after the big run up and pullback, falling wedge type pattern, looked to me like it, it was going to fail right there at the moving edge and roll over. It just popped big time today. As oil's coming down, looks like the airlines are benefiting. This is up 243 or 5.5%. More importantly, it's coming across resistance in that zone. It could very well retest the highs up in the 52 zone, my short-term target. A lot of the airlines look similar. I won't show you all of them, but this one has also a large multi-year left shoulder, head, right shoulder. So if you compress this, and you can see how the neckline and the head from 32 all the way up to 52, roughly 20 points could be added on for a move towards 72 long term. This is a long term now. But keep an eye on the resistance up in that zone near the 52.3 zone. That's going to be my near term target. And then we'll see what happens after that. Now with oil coming down, the DWT is moving. I want to show you a 15-minute chart. You get a better idea of it. It's in a beautiful rising channel. It did run up to the top of that channel and then back up today to retest support. But I still like the overall look of it, despite the fact that it's run up sharply from the 22.5 range all the way up to 32.5. And with the post-IPO all-time high at 33.5, we either may get a pullback in that zone or blowout that takes us to the high 30s. Same thing with SCO, its sister ETF. It's been around a lot longer. And you can see that there's a little double top up here at 42.5. Today's high was 41.92, so we're getting close. And if we do get a further downside in oil, and this one could very well see 46 short term. EHTH has been running wild, and this stock has gone vertical from 10.5 to 16 just in the last week. But this massive left shoulder, head, right shoulder, inverse head and shoulder is calling for a much bigger move on a longer term basis. Looking at the chart this way, you can see that this stock had come way down from the 70 range. Now at this point, a break through the neckline could get this up to the next target, which for me is going to be somewhere up around the high 20s. Let's call it 28. That could be very interesting and possibly a swing trade. There's 8 days to cover on this one. First Solar is, I've been watching for a long time because I like the company, but obviously Solar is out of favor. Unless today's action was critical, and you can see the stocks moved up for 8 days in a row before today, 9, excuse me. Today's the 10th day. Why? Look at what happened after hours today. Earnings were solid. Revenues were phenomenal. 892 million against 669 million or something like that. It was a blowout in revenue. It exploded, pulled back, and then edged it back from 31.75 range to 33. I think we're going to see this run tomorrow. And if it does, take a look at the 50-day moving averages. We're right there. We could very well see a run towards the near the 32 range short term. If it gets higher, 33.75, 34 is my next target. There are 4.2 days, 4.26 days to cover. And so, and with this channel up, if we can hold it above the 50, I think we got some extension running to do. Big day for Grubhub, and I'm showing you this because after a big 5-wave move up here and then a 3-wave corrective, wave 1 and 2 are complete. Wave 3 may have started with a breakaway gap 3 days ago, and then the pullback that held the prior high, and today right back up again. The gut feeling here is this got enough momentum and energy that we can take this through 45 and run. There's some resistance at 47, that's mid-channel, but I think we're looking at a stock in the low 50s and maybe mid to high 50s eventually, with 10 days to cover short as well. Our old swing Chem, which did great for us in here, has been consolidating for 2 months. Today it took a pop. 50 cents doesn't sound like a lot, but it was 4.5%. The volume was the best in about 3 weeks. If you get any kind of follow through, particularly if it gets up through 12.15 and then 12.65, those are areas, if we get to that zone, we're going to see, I think, 14.15, 17.18, maybe 20. That's my intermediate to longer term target. But I like the look of it, and I don't think it's done yet. MDXG, why I'm showing you this today is because number one, it's a swing. Number two, it had a massive reversal day on high volume yesterday, but it did not follow through, and it held support, which was at about 12.25. Today it popped back up 63 cents or 5%. Volume was 2 million, not as big as it needed to be in my opinion, but this should be watched short term because should this run up and take out 14, this could fly to the mid-teens and maybe even 17 and a half. There's 30.7 days to cover. I don't think the shorts are done getting squeezed on this one. Well, PayPal had a big day the last week's been big for it. But you can see this channel calls for a move up towards the mid-50s and the breakout and breakaway gap here, and then a little inside down to me was exploded through today with a move of $1.51 to 3.2% and it traded a whopping 16.8 million shares. It looks to me like with 5.2 days to cover, they're going to squeeze this to the 52 and then 54 range, something like that. RLGT broke out of its coil today and popped with volume of 1 million shares. I put a swing on it because it looks so darn good. To me, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, and wave 5 is going to extend up towards, in my opinion, hopefully we'll get it, somewhere in the 8-9 zone. That's my target up here. Shopify went ballistic today, jumping all the way up to 84.58, closing 82.98, up 5.72 or 7.5%, and it traded one of the biggest volumes it's ever traded, if not the biggest, 6.1 million. Now, is this a blow off? It could very well be. This was a swing we gave you back in here in July when it was trading in the low 30s. Well, the darn thing is run all the way up to 84.5, and today's action may have spiked it near the top of the short-term channel. So I wouldn't get overly enthusiastic about it, but I wanted to show you the strength of this trend. Also to show you that this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-way move. So I wouldn't be excited about it, but with momentum like that, they could very well move another 5-10 points into the maybe even low to mid-90s. Sequans, this low price puppy's acting great. Look at the volume today, 1.1 million. Is one of the biggest volumes of the year, and it comes on a day where stock broke out and made a new high. So for me, I'm looking for 4 and 440, something like that going forward with it. Good day for Twitter. Announced a great deal with Bloomberg. And right now, this breakaway gap above the moving averages and this running gap here looks to me like, although there is resistance near today's high in the 18.5 3/4 range, it does get through it. Momentum carries it forward. Look for a move near 19.5 3/4. Maybe it makes it up to 21, but I would have to say that's going to be a very tough area. And at some point, you're going to get the back and fill and consolidate. If it does that, it could be a setup, particularly if it moves back towards 17, 17.25, and move up towards 2021. 5.6 days to cover. And finally, today's VRX, which has been a disaster, and I mean a major disaster, from 250 down to single digits. But in the last week and a half, you can see it's been up every day but one, 6 out of 7 days. Today popping another 65 cents or 6.7%. 26.5 million, one of the biggest volume on an update we've seen all year. And it could mean we're headed to a test of the 11.25 half area where the declining 50 comes in. And the last double top and prior low. So that's an area of resistance that we could get to. Should have punched through it. Our next target is 12.5. That's going to be tougher. I would imagine if we made a big straight move up there, we would have to pull back and consolidate. But it could be a setup for a much bigger, longer term move. So stay tuned. We'll keep you posted on that one. And that's it for tonight, everybody. Have a good evening.